said, hard work beats talent. When talent doesn't work hard, that's why I'm in a booth, applying that pressure. Harrisburg, stand up. Had some dog days and seen some cold nights. Watch so many go away and others lose their life. So I gotta take this flight, I gotta get away. I gotta focus on my goals to see another day. Had some dog days and seen some cold nights. Watch so many go away and others lose their life. So I gotta take this flight, I gotta get away. Gotta focus on my goals to see another day. As I'm sitting reminiscing with this pen and pad, I keep on spitting, never forgetting the pain I had. My indecisions got me tripping, trying to cop a bag. In my position, if I'm slipping, they gon' do me bad. I smoke a spliff, I used to sip, but that was in the past. I gave it up because that withdrawal had me on my ass. I knew that wouldn't last, so now I'm stacking cash. I had a dream to rock the mic, but that was in the past. But something in the past told me. What's good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Lucky, and welcome to the very first episode of Tattoos and Interviews. My purpose of this show is to open the door for any and everyone who needs to be heard, from the artists on the rise to people just going through a tough time and need a voice. On today's episode, I'm bringing on my bro who pushed me to bring this idea into reality. He's a musician, a videographer, and an entrepreneur, building a musical fan base from his own blood, sweat, and tears. Introducing my bro, E Money.
What up, what's up?
Still with you, bro. Alright, so my first question is, how's the fam doing?
Fam?
Yeah.
Can't complain, bro. Fucking, my daughter don't want for nothing, you feel me? I can't complain. You know what I mean? I appreciate you asking and shit, though.
No problem. Alright, so I'm curious about something that, I was going through your music earlier today, and I was curious about something, about how the evolution of your music, because earlier I was listening and it was more of like a rock feel to it, and it had more like a almost like a grunge feel to it. Was that more like a phase, or it was just like a morph into, like, I feel like, me personally, it in my personal opinion, it was like a morph into something that you were becoming that was better than what you were before. It was more like, that was like more of an immature stage, and now you're more to like an adult stage, and you're grown as an artist and as an individual, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, so honestly, I've been doing music for 9 years, and a lot of people, I got, so a lot of my earlier songs and stuff like that, for real, like, were actually like realer, like, you know what I mean, like how I'm taking it now, I'm taking it back to the roots, like, for real, like, cause like I had like Where's the Hook, Where I Was Raised, like Drill Time, like that's back when I was 16, 17. But like with the rock and stuff like that, I've always been like really experimental, and like I listen to all types of music. I love music, you know what I mean? So like I always wanted to make like a rock song, and it led into like a whole fucking mixtape, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy, like.
No, I mean, everybody who's really into music as a whole is gonna be, you know what I mean? Even as a musician, if you're into music as a whole, you're just gonna want to listen to some rock shit or try some rock shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just like some artists want to try country stuff.
Yeah, like I would do some country, like believe it or not, bro, I'd do any type of music, bro. Anybody who would want to do a feature or a song with me, bro, like I would do it for real.
You ever heard of the group Upchurch?
Mm-mm.
There's a it's sort of like country rock.
Where I'm gonna look them up when I leave.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not. Bump that. I'm giving them a shout out. Upchurch is one of the coldest country rock styles that I've ever heard. Like,
word.
Check them out, and I'm telling you, that'll change. That'll give you a whole different perspective on a different style of music.
Word.
Yeah, and next thing I'm curious about is some of these upcoming projects you working on. You know what I mean? You let me hear a little bit earlier, which was some fire. Like, what was your inspiration for the one track you let me hear earlier? That was more of a mellow type song.
Trying not to crash.
Trying not to crash. So what was your thought process behind that song? Because it was more, I felt like it was more of like something you were really feeling.
It was really simple on some crazy shit. It was really simple on some shit. Like, I was talking to my little brother, and he like, you gotta keep going with the music. Like, he's telling me I inspire him and stuff like that. So like, at the beginning of the song, like literally, I'm like saying I inspire him. But like, I was driving on the highway on the way back from handling some business. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and something in my head just told me to close my eyes and bang out. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, whole time, like, I just needed to get that shit out, cause like when you harbor those feelings, like that's how people be ending up committing suicide and stuff like that. So like whole time, like music is like a muse for me, for real. So like whole time, like I feel like everybody think like, oh, like he inspiring and like he doing so good, and it's like that may be true, but at the end of the day, I'm dead ass trying not to crash. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm just trying to stay above.
And a lot more times it's like, man, we have to hide our feelings in a way that's really uncomfortable for a lot of us, because a lot of us just be wanting to be out there and express our feelings. But in this day and age, it's like the world's putting pressure on people. You know what I mean? Not saying that it's no soft or you being soft in any type of way like that, but sometimes you want to be able to just sit back and take a deep breath and be able to just relax.
Right.
But for some reason, the world is like making us hold this mask up where we gotta like.
It's not everything. I feel like, me personally, if I'm always making drill music or always making happy music, I'm not really making music for myself. Because I make music because I love it. So if anybody ever making just happy music, their whole career is a lie. Because ain't nobody ever happy 24/7. I don't give a fuck who you are. So at the end of the day, like, if you say that you use music, you know, everybody preach, oh, this or whatever their art form is, it's like to get these emotions. It's always a beautiful thing behind it. But like 9 times out of 10, when you look at what they're doing, it always paints one picture. But deep down, we humans, bro. Like, I be fucked up some days, you feel me? Like, and some days I be feeling like the shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I just put that in my music because I want people to relate to that shit, that I'm a human, not no fucking robot, bro. Real rap.
I feel like a lot of the times the media,
they put people on a pedestal.
Not even that. It makes people forget. It makes people forget that they're human, like you were saying. Like,
real rap.
You know what I mean? It's like there's so much things just trying to hold people back from who they truly are, and it's like, just be who you are.
Real rap. Whether it's the ups or the downs,
right?
Like,
because
show all of it.
That's what really makes you the individual that you are, is that people that you can understand. Like, listen, I'm gonna have good times, I'm gonna have bad times. Yeah. If I show the world my good and my bad times, then they're gonna understand me as a human and not just this figure that's always smiling.
Yeah, that's exactly. You hit the nail on the head.
Come on, dogs, out. After a brief intermission, we're back to it. Next question that I have for you is, as far as you putting together your YouTube page and getting your music and everything out there, a lot of people have this myth in their mind that you can't really make any music off of, make any money off of putting your music on YouTube, and if there's even a correct way of doing it. So could you shine some sort of light on how you put that whole process together?
For sure. Fucking long story short, it's all about consistency, honestly. Like, the cliche, if you want something, you gotta work for it. But with YouTube, that has never been truer for anything else besides YouTube, because I don't make a ton of money, and I'm not the type of person who would parade or charade around like I do directly off of YouTube. But whole time, it start off slow. You start posting your videos and you won't make $1 for a year. You know what I mean? But you keep going and you slowly build up them subscribers, and next thing you know, you got 1.5K in the partnership. That's one check. Next thing you know, you making longer videos and stuff, and they interacting, they watching that. You got your hours in. Damn, that's another check. So now you're eligible to even make money in the first place when you weren't for the whole past year. So then you just keep on going and start off slow. Pennies, dimes, quarters, dollars. You feel me? And all the while, it's slowly building up in the background. Your subscriber count, that's more money. Your followers, your views, that's more money. So once you own your rights and you post everything on there, you just start slow, but it's all about consistency. I don't even make enough money to pay my bills off of YouTube alone. But my little $50 a month, that's something. Something for me.
I mean, it'll turn to more, you know what I mean? As long as you keep working.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you never know where it could take you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, there's people out here making buku bread off of YouTube, you know what I mean? And it's
There's always that luck factor also. Like, and that's the thing too, like consistency will work in your favor in a million different ways that you won't even realize. Because if you post 1,000 videos, there's people who get lucky. Like, don't get it wrong, there's nothing wrong with luck. But there's people who will get lucky and they'll blow up on their first video. You wonder how? The luck of the cards. Now, the whole time, if you post 1,000 videos, you tell me the chances of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That should pay off. But then it's like, even if you don't get lucky, if you post 1,000 videos, you're gonna grow some type of following behind what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because there's a community for everything. We live on an earth with 8 billion people. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah. All right. So next question. Tell me about this 50 Shot song, because there was a lot going on in that music video. I mean,
oh shit, fucking man. Long story short, some pussy ass niggas. You know what I mean? Friggin' everybody tough Tony until them 50 shot Glocks out. Them niggas ain't been in the bird in a little year, you feel me? Niggas done skipped the cities, you hear me? So the whole time I had to get that joint up out of there and shit, bro. I had to get that shit out of there, bro. Like, that shit was eating at my head because, like, I was just so angry with this individual, bro. Like, it was just eating at my head. And, like, I heard that beat and that shit just, you know what I mean? And, like, I listen to that shit and I just think about that shit, bro. Like, that shit, 50 Shot making them Diddy by cause that boy and I'm making the city hot. That's all it is right there. And you know what I mean? Niggas ain't been in the city to make it hot. You feel me? What they talk about?
So you put together that whole video yourself?
So I got that joint done with Stink Loud at Worldwide Loud.
Okay.
And long story short, I directed it, he co-directed it and shot it. I put together the scenes, what I wanted to do and stuff like that, and he guided it around, you know what I mean? And then he put it all together with the editing and stuff like that. And I'll be the first to admit, like, that video looked really professional, I'm not gonna lie, because up until then I was doing my own videos and they still had an amateur sense to them.
Yeah.
And like, when I seen that, it's like, oh nah, like I got
the views kind of spoke for themselves on that one right there.
You right about that, bro.
You know, so at the end of the day, it's like it's showing.
Doing something right.
But yeah, I mean, like that's.
And you see, we had it all red in that joint. You feel me? And I'm not a blood. You feel me? I'm not a blood. I got the blue on. But we had it all red, you feel me? So you know.
No, but that's for visual effects. At the end of the day, that's more like a visual thing.
Yes,
you ain't
sir.
gotta like everybody associate colors with gang affiliation. That's not really what it is. Like everybody's
Right.
not gang affiliated.
That should add to the emphasis of the video,
Right.
The whole thing,
Right.
Cause you hear what I'm talking about, and then you see the red background.
I mean, that's like you putting smoke in a music video and they saying you're a firefighter. I'm serious. I mean, that's the same kind of concept in a way. Like, it doesn't. You know what I mean? You can't really put.
Yeah, cause since it's the first interview, bro, so I'm gonna say that shit, cause I don't know why people think it's blood. Cause then that's why I made sure I did the other video and Guap on Me and I had the blue. Cause you know what I mean, like the little joint I did was in BH, you feel me? That's me and bro and them, you feel me? Like I ain't never false claim no blood or no Crips, don't ever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, this is a good opportunity for you to squash that myth right now.
Clear the air, niggas. E Money. Ain't no blood, no Crip. It's E Money. It's Benjamin Franklin. You know what I mean? Jackson. That's my blood and my Crip.
I feel you. All right. Now we get to my favorite part of the show, and that's ask about the tattoos. All right. So you want to break down your tattoos and what some of them mean? You ain't gotta break down the meaning of all of them, because sometimes we just get tattoos to get them. But the ones that really mean something to you, you want to break down, you know what I mean, what they mean and why you got them.
For sure. You see my spaghetti arms. Again, I got my daughter's name right here. It's Journey. Minnie Mouse and shit like that. A little colored daisy on that joint. And that's the only color I got on this whole piece. And then I got this 717. I drew that. Cause that's the 717. That's where niggas is from. Like, I was adopted and shit like that. So I lived all over for real. But like when I moved here, like I've been here since I was 7. And it's a 7. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's like your
Real right. And got like the hate, love, hate. Cause honestly, like for real, that's the relationship I have with my damn self. Like I really hate myself and love myself at the same time. A lot of these Jones, like for real, none of these Jones is bullshit. Like they got like fake ass just get them to get them. This John right here, motherfucking got Jesus' hand tatted, say love, and he holding the motherfucking skull. And it go on up. How many skulls? You see him? Counting my front skull. 1, 2, 3, 4. And whole time, we ain't gonna go into too much about them Jones. But they not bodies, you feel me? I don't charade nothing. The whole time, I mean, it's 4 niggas and then cuts on, you feel me? And the whole time, you got the John right on this John. This was one of my first demonic Johns. And I love this John so much. Cause it's just a beautiful skull. And they got the pentagram right in the middle of his forehead. And it just, you know what I mean? It just speak of me. And I ain't no demon, semen, no devil worshiper or nothing, but the whole time I grew up, all the teachers called me a demon kid, hell spawn and shit like that. That shit stuck with me for real. You got the H, whole time. The B was behind this, it was a cover up. This whole time the H, it was BH. Niggas was getting the mug shots and shit. It was doing gang affiliation, Got the joint covered up, but I couldn't bring myself to cover up the last joint. Got some bullshit on my arm. This was my first tat. It say struggle to succeed. But I always knew I was different. Nigga, you gotta go through dark to get to the light. It really is what it is. And that's why I never covered this shit up. Because the whole time, yes, it's ugly. Yes, it's beat as fuck. But you know something? There was a time in my life when I was beat as fuck. There was a time in my life when I was boom, you know what I mean? So I ain't never even gonna get this joint covered up.
Much respect.
I got the joint right here on the gravestones. It's self-doubt, intolerance, and anxiety. Whole time. Those is my demons that I fight with every day, and a lot of people will never even know it, because motherfucker, I do these musics and I do these videos, and I'm just an outgoing motherfucker, but the whole time, every time, I gotta tell myself to do that shit. You feel me? And the whole time I put them bitches in the grave. You feel me? That's why the bullets is falling behind them bitches. Gotta put them bitches in the grave. That shit not gonna hold me back my whole fucking life, bro. So all my tattoos mean something on some shit. It's, you know what I mean? Like on some real rap. And I know niggas get random shit, but I don't like having random shit or anything that anybody be having. It's cause that shit on your life, on you for life, you feel me?
But see, that's where I'm seeing that a lot of the world's going wrong, is that they see a charade on social media and they see all of these people that make life seem like it's so smooth, but in reality a lot of people's fighting some real serious shit, and they use that mask and charade of social media to make it seem like they ain't really going through nothing.
And
You know what I mean?
Fact.
And that's more dangerous than going to a psychologist. Like, you might as well go to the psychologist than go on social media where people are going to chastise what you're going through versus try to help you. You know
I
what
feel
mean?
like what you just said, I feel like that is a fact on a fact on a fact on a fact. And like whole time, you know, some crazy, that shit get addicting to some people, you feel me? And I feel like on some real rap, that shit more dangerous than dope. Cause whole time, like, I've had cousins that pass and friends that pass OD and shit like that. But at the same time, I've had friends that get clean and, you know what I mean, da, da, da. But you know the crazy part, you have somebody that's so caught up in that social media that they live a delusion and they will never get past that fucking phase because they're so caught up. They will never be happy in their life because everything that they want is what they seeing on these social medias and all this other bullshit. And they never, you feel me? And then they 60 and wondering why they're not happy, but they've been living for that. Like, and they've been addicted to it like dope, and they don't even be realizing that shit, bro. Like, that's why I don't get a bunch of likes on my social media posts and shit. But my videos, they do numbers. And I just post about bullshit.
I don't get a lot of likes on social media either. When I post real shit, I don't get a lot of likes because nobody wants to hear the truth. You know what I mean? So, I'm still gonna post it because this, even though people aren't gonna put a like on it, they still read that shit. They still read that shit. So
it marinated like steak.
You know what I mean? And like the one rapper said, I can't remember his name. He was like, if you get offended by somebody posting something on social media that's completely unrelated to you and you get offended by it, stop doing whatever it was that you was doing to have folks mad at you.
Yeah,
or for you to be feeling that type of way.
Real rap.
Like somebody's mad at you when they really not.
If I post a status to say this nigga better have my money by tomorrow, why is it 50 niggas worried if I'm talking about them? Pay my motherfucking money. Fact on a fact on a fact. That should be funny. I post that shit. I'll be like, I'm about to press this nigga if I don't get my bread. Or I'll be like, one like and I'll pop this bitch. And niggas start writing me and shit like that, like, oh, bro, I ain't been ducking you. I still got you with that. Oh, motherfucker, tell it to the motherfucking Pope. Tell it to the Pope. Tell it to the Pope.